All right, how y'all doing? We're here at Reeflanda. My name is Cedar and I have with me
Raycheal Winters.
And Dustin McCullough.
All right, Raycheal Winters and Dustin. All right, so first and foremost, they did a really good set. They killed it. I loved it. Her voice, Raycheal's voice is amazing. All right. So first and foremost, where are you guys from?
Houston.
Houston, Texas?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So growing up in Houston, and I hear that y'all do rock and roll, a little bit of alternative. All right, so how did like growing up in Houston influence your music or your sound?
Oh man, I feel like Houston is pretty prevalent for like the rap scene, the rock scene, and surprisingly enough, the metal scene.
Okay.
There isn't a huge pop scene, and I never know how to say it. Like, was there a big jazz scene? If there wasn't, I was not aware of it until recently. I said that the other day. I was like,
cool.
there wasn't a huge jazz scene, and people were like, yes, there has been. You just didn't know about it.
Right.
I know. I'm sorry.
Well, then it must not have been huge. Yeah.
Thanks, Dave. You always got my back. But I would say Houston is a melting pot. It's a huge melting pot, and so it influenced the style of music we do in that way. Just being exposed to a lot of different genres of music and just a lot of versatile performers and vocalists. And yeah.
Okay. So being exposed to all this type of music and just performing, what made you realize, okay, boom, I could do this. Like, I could actually be a performer. I could start my own band. I go to different events and perform. What made you realize, hey, I got this?
Ooh. I don't know that I ever had that moment. Honestly, I think I still am like, maybe I'm not cut out for this, but I love it. So I'm just going to keep doing it for forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or I guess, I don't know, like the support of, loved ones and support of other musicians. Like our usual drummer, Billy McQueen, I feel like, when a musician like Billy McQueen wants to play with you, that feels incredibly validating. Like, he's amazing. Same with my producer and usual guitarist, Dustin subbed in today.
Yeah. When John Edward is there.
Yeah, I think that was actually like the first time that I was like, oh, maybe like.
Yeah, you have something.
Maybe I do have something. If musicians of their caliber want to play with me, that means something to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your voice sounds amazing.
Thank you.
Very amazing. So with music and just the state of music right now, so a lot of people are having an issue with streaming versus physical copies.
Oh.
How do you prefer your music to be distributed?
Both. See, here's the thing. Okay, I've always struggled with looking at my art through the lens of how to turn a profit. Like I was just telling him the other day, I wanted to do something really special for everyone that is pre-saving my new song. And so I was like, cool, all my email subscribers that pre-save it, I'm going to send them free merch. And then everyone that pre-saved it was from like Sweden and Germany.
They live like across the Pacific.
I was like, oh my God, this is going to cost me hundreds of dollars. But those are the things I continue to do. And like, I'm probably never going to stop doing that. And so I said that to say, it'd be great to make money from CD sales. But there's a side of me that loves that streaming has made things so available to people. The exposure it's given has been great, but it's also made the market a lot more saturated. And I just think the music industry in general has changed so much. I don't know, it's great if you can, buy it, download it, or buy a CD. I think there's other ways you can support, like concert tickets.
I was going to say, they've made it streaming and playing your music has made it so that everyone really is making their money selling a product that is like related to their music. You know what I mean? And that's not to say that hasn't always been fairly normal in the music industry, but there's just another level to it where like the independent artists are like they're not making all their bank from streams. Even if you got a song that's streaming 2 million times, like you're not supporting a family on that.
It's like 0.1 cent a stream right now.
Yeah, well, and they do say like there's no money in the music industry anymore. That's why people aren't investing in it the way they used to. And we're not around like super important people in the industry, but like we've definitely randomly just through people found ourselves in rooms with like Spotify executives, DistroKid executives, and like those people are saying it as well. Label executives, like
they're all having
Sony. I can't remember.
They're all having the same conversations that
like,
independent artists are having. It's just like it's just a matter of whether or not you have a massive corporation behind you. So
yeah.
So that makes us focus in more on the art, and that kind of leads us to the next question. What was your inspiration for your music? 'Cause I'm hearing a lot of, if I'm right, I might be wrong, a lot of alternative, a lot of rock, a little bit of folk in there. So,
Yeah, kind of. I mean, you pretty much could have said anything and you would have been spot on.
yeah,
Because I draw influence from so much. I grew up on like, you know, early 2000s pop, country, got quickly into like the alt rock scene, the heavier rock scene.
But her producer is also a professional jazz musician.
Yeah, moved into like synth pop.
Yeah.
I am today. I'm very inspired by people like Halsey, Napalm from Hiatus Coyote, Thundercat, Van LaHavis, Erykah Badu, like just all the like jazz and funk and just.
Yeah, if you look
people
at
that are like really incredible musicians.
Yeah, if you look at the way the songs are structured and put together, like I mean, there's a lot of like funky, groovy jazz stuff. So
I'm a sucker for a bass line.
I was gonna say I'm not even like, you know, John Edward is the one who put it together in this really amazing way, and I can chord around. I mean, I just meant like the chord structures of the guitar is what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell a diminished chord is.
Yeah, and then you look at like Reef when he's playing. Yeah. You know, I mean, he can just do all kinds of fun stuff with it, you know, because of the way it's structured and things. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of
ear too.
Yeah, there's a lot of jazz influence in what she does, and I was gonna say,
like the
John,
synth pop world too. Like I went off in that territory for a while. Starlight and Lethal Dose are very much in that vein.
Sure.
But my later stuff, like I always tell people, there's like two Raycheals you get as an artist. It's either like the synth pop version or the like soul, funk, R&B, jazz version. And they coexist because it's not like once I left the synth pop, I went on, like I do them both at the same time. Yeah.
I love that. And when we talk about like the guitar and things of that sort, when we talk about music, the creativity is something that you said that people are not really making it for a profit. So do you see like the music itself? Because I'm looking at different forms like hip hop, R&B, rock and roll, pop. It's kind of like having a rebirth. Do you think music's going to have like a rebirth where we're all just focusing on the craft instead of the money?
Kind of. I think maybe we're already there. Because nobody's out here like, I want to make a lot of money, so you know what I'm going to do is write music. Well, actually, maybe write music, but not perform it. That's like there's money in songwriting, maybe not in like being an artist.
Yeah.
But I do kind of think it's already taken that reform, and for me, there's a big distinction between like smaller independent artists and like the big artists where, and no fault to them, but they do have to focus on profit. I mean, they have like people's jobs and incomes depend on their art turning a profit.
Right.
They're two really distinct things to me, and I feel grateful that I'm in that first category because I can spend 8.5 months building like private web page experiences to walk people through like my album and like the diary entries that inspired everything and like the demos.
Yeah.
And
she works harder than anybody I've ever seen. It's insane.
I'm just like, man, I decided a long time ago that profit is not my priority. It's nice when I can do it, but I didn't profit on a single show until like last year was the first time I ever profited on a show, and I've been performing for like almost a decade.
Yeah. I feel that. In performing, what's your favorite song you've performed so far?
Honestly, maybe Criminal. It's just a fun one, and I feel like people respond really well to it. It's a really catchy chorus. It's also like one of the easier ones to sing, but I mean 4 Minute is pretty fun to perform.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm not familiar enough with the song yet to have fun with it. I'm still in my mind like, oh my god, what section are we on? Because everything has to be so tight with this. If I mess one thing up, the band's going to be like off track.
Okay. I feel that. So we're wrapping it up real quick because I have 1 minute on the card. But
I feel that.
All right. What is your new single or new EP that's out that you can actually listen to right now?
Yeah, it's called The Wrong Ones. You can find it out anywhere, all major streaming platforms under Raycheal Winters, and that's RAYCHEAL. Winters, just the plain Jane way.
Ghost in the Machine coming out.
Yeah, The Ghost in the Machine is coming out July 18th.
I love that song, that was fire.
Thank you so much. It used to be called Queen, so on our set list it was Queen, but my audience always votes on song names and cover art, and Ghost in the Machine won. So that's going to be out July 18th, and August 2nd. We're doing a release party concert at the Continental Club for it, and we're making mystery boxes. Okay, this is what I mean by putting too much into things. August 2nd at the Continental Club, we're doing a release party concert for Ghost in the Machine, and like we always do at my concerts, we're going to hide little Easter eggs everywhere. They have all sorts of fun stuff in them. You can look for them. But the new thing we're doing is mystery boxes with merch in them.
Yeah,
and
you like buy the box and it has like just an assortment of merch. You don't know what it is, but we're
hand drawing on the boxes.
Every single box has custom art by yours
me,
truly, and
him or my sister.
Yeah,
and a lot of times all of us on one. So, and like as we got into it,
it's a lot of work.
Oh my god, I was like.
And none of us are like professional artists by any means, but it's fun. Yeah,
it's worth it to me because you know what? The lighters, I used to make like custom lighters for my merch line where I would cut out like stickers or whatever and put them on the lighters, and it used to take fucking forever to get the goo off the lighters. And people used to tell me it's not worth it, it's not worth it. I still have people like to this day be like, oh my god, I just found your lighter and it's like 8 years old or something. It's worth it to me to one day hopefully have an experience where someone's like, oh my god, I have this box that you drew like a soot sprite on from 5 years ago. Like that will make it worth it for me, you know?
Yeah, because people when I've come from like doing what I do, I don't say it on camera, but people remember when you do good things for them and they remember sentimental things.
Yeah.
I think that is what, I think that's why music's still alive. It's not the money anymore, it's more of like the sentimental things. And I realized that the more personal people feel with you as an artist, the more they're willing to support you. Like that's why I think music is taking, like you gotta be personal. Like you gotta be reachable for these people so they can feel like, I know them, I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
I get that feeling from you. Like that's why when I heard Ghost in the Machine, I'm like, oh, I like them. Like I really like her music. Like,
Thank you. Yeah. We hope it feels that way.
It should. It sounds like it. Good vibes, good vibes. So go ahead and share your social media so people can find you guys.
It's Raycheal Winters on everything. RAYCHEAL Winters. Except for Facebook. On Facebook, it's Raycheal Winters Music. Yeah.
That makes sense. Shout out to all the heads on Facebook, man. Thank y'all for tapping in with us, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.